Good morning, everybody. So, oh, something came up there and I don't know what it meant. Never mind. Okay, lovely to see you all again this morning. I'm hoping that everyone's well and happy and feeling great. So, I'm in a big mess this morning. You want to know? That's probably no different to any other time. However, also you will notice those that watch Suzanne usually at this time, I've stolen her time spot, but she will be on, I think she said around 1 o'clock. So she had an appointment this morning, so hopefully she may even come in before we're finished and be able to tell us what time she's coming on, but she did mention 1 o'clock. We had a meeting this morning, a team meeting, and it just went on for a little bit longer than normal, and me being me thought, oh, that's okay. Oh, hi Ros, nice to see you. Me being me, of course, wasn't ready. So I have been madly trying to put something together to show you. Otherwise, we'd just be on here having a chat today. And I don't even think that would be a bad thing. But anyway, let's do a card because I think that's what we need to do. Now, I'm just looking for, found it. All right. So I can't show you a finished card because I haven't done one. So we're going to do this together. We're going to be in this together, we are. Okay, so there is only, today is the 25th of February. There is only 3 days left for anyone who wants to claim the new starter pack, which I will show you in a minute because I've got the wrong camera. Actually, let me go down to the other camera. And maybe get it on my desk. That might be a plan as well. There we go. And you will see the mess that I have here. Please don't look. Okay, so with the celebration, it comes to an... Oh, hi, Suzanne. You made it. So is your appointment over or you're still waiting? I did introduce myself as Suzanne by proxy. Okay, so the celebration, the joining offer actually finishes in 3 days. Now your joining offer is this wonderful, you still get your same $235 worth of products that you choose for yourself, and then on top of that you get the 2 packs of Stampin' Write markers and you get the handmade stamp set with that, which adds another $162 onto it. There's the handmade stamp set there. It's really pretty, and it's made especially for using with those markers. So the markers go really, really well with the red rubber stamps. So absolutely fantastic for someone who would like to get those markers and what have you. And also, of course, free items. So with a $100 order, you're still waiting. Okay. With a $100 order, you can get 1 free item. With a $200 order, you can get 2 $100 free items or 1 $200 category free item. And so that's how it works. But there's only 3 days of that left. So time to, if you're on the fence or if you're not sure what you want to do, you know, as a demonstrator, which we're all called demonstrators, you can just be a hobbyist and it gives you your 20% off, which is great in anybody's language. But if anybody's interested, give me a call, message me, and I will be able to give you some more information on any of that. Right, so my card this morning is a multi-layered card. So lots of cutting, lots of measuring. I have done the cutting and the measuring, so I'm going to give you the sizes that I've used. It was easier to do that considering that I ran out of time, as per usual. All right, now, so when I say a multi-layered card, we're looking at something like this. Okay, so that all fits on together like that. Now, it does make it a thicker card, and especially if we pop any of it up, which I'm thinking I will pop possibly this top layer up, just to make it look nice. And I haven't even thought about the insert yet, so good morning. Well, we're good too. Good, Lorraine, good, and Susie. Yep, awesome. All righty, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, so let's start, because otherwise I think we'll only get one done today because there's a lot of cutting in this. This is the normal card base. So the normal card base is 5 3/4 by 8 inches. Folded in half, which gives us a 4-inch card by the 5 3/4. Then these are our normal layers. The next layer is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. Now, I haven't had time to write all this up yet. However, what I will do is I'll put it in the see more box afterwards. I'll try and pop the sizes that I've used in there. However, of course, you can use any sizes that you like. Now, the next layer is our normal second layer size. So that is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So that one sits on there. And we are going to emboss that card. So then we go up to our next layers, and this is where is my ever elusive ruler? There's one. That one will do. I have all sorts of things on this desk, I can tell you, because I am going to I'm going to give you these sizes. All right. So then the next layer, I've gone back to the same color as I've used here. And this layer is 3 inches by 5 inches. So then that one's going to sit on top of there. And then I've cut a piece of DSP, so designer series paper, and I'll just show you the back of it because I'm going to use the back at one part as well. So this piece is 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. So that will fit on there like that. Then we have a sideways layer. Just making sure I'm getting this in the right order. So that is 1 1/2 inches by 3 1/2. So that's going to pop on to there. And then for this, that goes that way, sorry. It's going to go across there. And for this one, I'm using the other side of the DSP. And this piece is, goodness me, 3 3/8 by, what is that? By 1 3/8. And that's going to sit at, well, it's not, because I'm going to turn it over that way so that we bring in that other side of the DSP. So that's going to sit there. And then we have our top layer, which is going to be 2 1/8 by 4 1/2. So that's going to sit on top of that. And then our very last layer, which again we will we'll put through the embossing side of things. That's 2 inches by 4 3/8. So that's going to sit on the top there, giving us a very narrow border around that one. And that is going to be the card. Then across here we will put, or even across here, I'm not sure yet, we will put a happy birthday, and we're going to stamp this flower here. And then also in this Memorable Blooms pack, we have this die here. So I'm going to cut some greenery, and we're going to pop that behind the flower. So let's get started with putting these layers together and getting two that we're going to have embossed. We'll do those first. So I'm just going to grab a couple of embossing folders. Let me see, what shall we use? So I think we're going to use the swirly one, and this one, there is a Stampin' Up one which is dots. This is not a Stampin' Up one, but it will be the one that I'm going to use today. So we're going to start with this one, and I'm going to put the dot one through. Suzanne, can you, mine's not even an organized mess, mine's just a mess. Suzanne, can you have a look and see what the dotty embossing folder is for Stampin' Up? That's if it's still live. Now, remembering with the embossing folders, we only put it through the once. We don't bring it back through. So that's my dotted embossed thing. And now we're just going to do, we're going to use the swirly one on the small part. Actually, it probably would have looked better the other way, but anyway. Isn't it funny how you always think these things after you've done it? So it doesn't really matter, you know, you can sort of pick the area that you want for your swirl. And I'm thinking, because I want more around the sides, I'm thinking that will work. And we're just going to pop that through. Clunk. And of course, you always pop it through with the folded edge first. So that gives us the swirly bit which will go on top of there. So that's that part done. There it is. I sort of put my number 2 plate down and then couldn't find it. There we go. That's all ready to go. So what we might do is just start to layer. I'm not going to use the base card yet. I'm just going to layer these up here. Now, let's see if I have a bit more success with, oh, look at that. It's going to work this morning. Hi, Daryl and Debbie. Sorry, I've been not looking at the chat. Okay, so that's our first layer on there. And then we're going to put our next layer on. So I've gone with black. I've made my base card is Night of Navy. It would look lovely in any colors that go together, really. So now I'm going to pop this into the middle there, like that. And then I'm going to put the Designer Series paper on top of that. Okay, so the next layer goes across. So we're going to pop. Does anyone else do that? Like, it's the same both sides, and yet you turn it over to put the glue on it. Doesn't really matter which side you put the glue on, does it? So this one is, I'm going to put this, but it's not going to go through the middle. I'm going to sort of put it more down towards the bottom here. So that's going to go there. And then I'm going to use the DSP, but I'm just going to turn it up that way. Oh, that was close. And put that on. So once you've got all this cut out, the putting it together doesn't take too long. So that's that piece. Now with this piece, I'm going to stick this to this. So a little bit more glue because of the embossing. Pop that onto there. Now this does just have a very, very fine border, like almost non-existent, and it could probably be a bit bigger. Just as well this Tombow is letting me slide it around, because otherwise it wasn't going to work at all. And I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use the side part of my dimensionals, because that gives me nice long pieces to work with. So I'm going to see if I can get that. Look at that. Beautiful. And I'm going to pop that there. And then I'm going to take the piece that I cut the other side. Oh, hello, Mum. You found us again. Awesome. We're going to put that on that side, so that gives us the longer pieces. And then we're just going to put a couple of these down the bottom. Don't ever waste the sides of your dimensionals. And I'm going to put a couple down the middle because I don't want it to sag. Okay, so let's pull that off and pull that off. And get these little bits off that managed to find their way all over the house. And so now I'm going to just going to pop that straight down over the top of there, like that. That one doesn't look very straight under there, but it'll be okay. So that's what we have at the moment for our card. So once it goes on there, you can see there's quite a few layers, but it does make it look quite pretty when we're finished. So now we're going to do some stamping and some die cutting. So I'm just going to get, pretty sure I've got a piece of spare white here somewhere here. Will I do it in white? So I'm going to use basic grey just to stamp this image. Like that. And I'm just going to colour it in some pinks and purples to go with the bits there, and of course some green. So let's start with the purple, and we'll just do some purple up from the middle, like so. So that was the dark. Actually, I might just use the purples, not the pinks. And then we're going to go with the light so that we can blend that. So these are the blends that I'm using here. I'll pop that up like that. That's the one flower. And that's the second flower. Excuse me. So anyone on here that I think Mum's on Facebook, but I was going to say if anyone sees Doreen Bloom, that's my mum, but I believe she's on Facebook. So you may not see her comments if you're on YouTube. Mum's 95 this year, so I'm very proud of her. She gets on the computer. She'll tell me she can't do things, and then what happens? She turns up on my lives. Fantastic. Hi, Holly. Lovely to see you. Now we're going to go with the dark. This is lemon lime twist I'm using for the green. So I'm just going to do the dark where it's got the lines. Just where it's got the lines on there. And then I'll just do the other part with the light and blend that in. So when you use the light, if you blend it over the dark, it tends to actually do the whole blending thing for you. It's quite good, really. There we go. Now I really needed something else in the middle there, but I'm going to have to use a yellow. That is not, let me see, is that the one? Yep, that one will do. So I'm just going to use a bit of a yellow in there just to give that a bit of extra colour. So now I'm going to cut that out. So I'll bring the cut and emboss machine over. I don't have much room to show you stuff when I do this, because I don't have a lot of room on the desk. So I'm just going to put, this is the die that comes out of the memorable blooms. And that's a funny thing too. See, memorable blooms. And my mum's there probably thinking, oh, I'm a Bloom. Because Bloom was my maiden name. And it was rather funny. When my brother and I were at school, and probably the same with everybody, you know how they call the roll in the morning, they do the roll call. And when we used to have assembly in the morning and they used to do a roll call for everybody all at once, they would go through everybody and then they would, come, well, being B, we were quite close to the, no, I don't have the mini machine, Roz, unfortunately. It's on my list of things I want, but then that list is huge and I do have to be a bit careful. So that's that cut out. Anyway, they get down this this list. That's that cut out. And they wouldn't call my brother Ian and me separately. They would say, is there a pair of bloomers here? So we lived through that all the way through school for quite a while. And then I got married. And my surname now is Nicklin. Well, you can imagine, can't you? I went from bloomers to knickers. No luck for some people, is there? Alrighty, so let me find a bit of green and I'm going to cut that. Where's my green? Let me go through my... Here we go. I'm sure I've got some in here that I can use. Need more than that, so... Oh, there's a bit of sparkle there. I don't know that I've got much. No, there's not enough to do anything. Darn. I would have liked to have done sparkle. And those two aren't big enough. Okay. Maybe we could use the darker green. So I'll cut a strip of that so that I can just put this through the embossing machine. Actually, I mean, now it's funny, but you know what it's like when you're kids. Like, I mean, that is just absolutely horrifying, isn't it? But I wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't change a thing. What did I just do with that? I just took... Okay. Pop that one through. So I've got a dish here that I throw everything in when I finished with it, and then at the end I can put it all away. Alright, let's move it back there out of the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring back the card and we're going to pop the flower on, and then we're going to use this greenery, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to... Do you know what? I might not have to cut any off that side. Let me see. Actually, they both go the same way, which is... So if I was to put that there like that, and then pop that in the middle, what do we think? Does that look okay? Pretty? Oh, Suzanne, you got more people coming. Oh my goodness. You went from gold to wolf. All three of your boys were born on the night of a full moon. How wonderful. After my second, there was a betting pool for my youngest. That's amazing, though, being born on the full moon. My birthday this year, which was the 12th of February, it was full moon. So I was quite happy about that. And I was so lucky because I had a surprise party put on for me with all my wonderful workmates. I knew nothing about it. Apparently, Mum knew about it because my husband told her that morning. I knew nothing about it. And even when I left the house, I knew nothing about it. I thought I was just going out to dinner with Mum and my husband. And, yeah, when I got there, I was absolutely flabbergasted. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue onto the mat. And then I'm going to put these... Just wondering whether I should cut them. Should I cut them? Let me cut them a bit. I'm just going to cut there at that leaf. And do the same with this one, because just in case it's going to be too bulky. That looks great. Yeah, I can do that. All right, so what I'm going to do, piece of bathroom sponge. You can use kitchen sponge. Ross, that's so funny. Okay, so just a piece of bathroom sponge and a clip. And all we do is we just pat onto the back of what we want to stick down. It saves us having big globby gluey messes, and also it comes off of this mat. Once it's dry, it comes off really easily. So I'm just going to pop that one in there, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. A little bit of glue on there. Oh, and I have to apologize for yesterday, because when I actually looked at the video, looked back at it, there was quite a few times that I was actually out of camera view. And it is really hard sometimes to remember to put everything underneath when you're doing a video, because, you know, we all tend to work like this up close to us, and this is pushing it away from us a little bit. All right, so now I'm just going to pop this flower up, because I want it to sit up a little bit. So I'm only going to put some couple in the middle there, because I don't know, I always end up doing more than I plan. So, and I'm going to pop that up on the top there. So that basically is the front of our card. So we're going to do a happy birthday, or we're going to do something like that. These ones, I love what's on here, but they're all wanting to be like, and I want a long one. I don't want see the other beautiful die in here? Look, and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I haven't used it yet. I really must. No, so what I'll do is I will use, I actually quite like that one, You Mean the World to Me. I actually quite like that, and I haven't put the sticker on it yet. So, right, lots of people do this in different ways. I probably don't want that. I want just split it in the middle. Now you can actually put it onto the block first, and every time I go to do it, I forget how. The leafy die, what set is that out? It's out of the Memorable Blooms, which is one of the newer ones at the moment. It's a nice one. I love these. I love it when I can get a nice leafy die, or something that I can use. I'm gonna line this up the way I do it myself, but I will look at the other way, and I will show you how to do it. Or maybe Suzanne might do it. I don't know. Whichever one of us gets to it first, but I just pop that on there and turn it over, and you just have to make sure that you've got it the right way. Yep, all good. So that can go back in there. So now I'm going to put the sentiment, I'm going to put it on a piece of white. You Mean the World to Me. That's rather nice, isn't it? And then I know that in the butterflies, Beautiful Butterflies has a long die. And they have this one. Is it going to fit? Yep, it's going to fit. So I'll just pop that through and cut that. Gone quiet, haven't I? Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so we've got that which I think will pop up. Oh, now we've got a dilemma. So where do you think? Do you think down here just under the flower so that it goes across the blue? I quite like that. Or across the top here. What do we think? I'm actually liking it where it just goes off the sides there. Just pop it just underneath that flower. And I might pop it up. Then it'll be level with the flower bottom. Yeah, I agree, Holly. I definitely agree with that. So let me find my mini dimensionals. Here they are. And I'm just going to put them across the middle part. Just across here. If you can hear a strange noise, it's my cat snoring. He's here on the bed next to me. Try and get that. There. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the whole thing onto the card base. Okay. And you can't, it pops when it, yes, that's what I thought too, Roz. It looked really good. Looks like everybody was in it. Do you know, this is really quite heavy. Yeah, so make sure I've got it opening the right way. And we will pop that on there. Suzanne, what time do you think you're going to do yours so that everybody knows? I said that I thought you were talking about 1 o'clock, but I wasn't 100% sure. So if you want to pop it on there when you're going to, it looks good. Jumped over from Facebook. Actually, it's I think you get a clearer view here on where am I? YouTube. I really think you do get a slightly better viewing. So, and there now you see all the other people that couldn't see you before can see you. How wonderful is that? It's lovely when we get a good group of people. I love it when you all chat together. Okay, so we are going to put some bling on the front of this. I'm sort of quite tempted to put something just on here, but we'll just see. So I have, what can I offer today that has those colors? Oh, we've got little birds, and let's have a little look-see. No. Where's those new purple ones? I love those new purple ones. Let's look, piles of them. I do try and have them here. What do we think? I'm thinking like something like this because it's, I mean, these are sparkly and glitzy and these are sparkly and glitzy, so we could go with those with the pinks, or we can just go with these ones that are iridescent. I absolutely love those. So we've got 1, 2, and what can we do for the third one? We could just have the rhinestones, the basic rhinestones. So I think that's pretty much what I've got here that will match today. So let's have a vote. So we've got 1 for the druzies, 2 for the purple ones, and these are the ones that come free with a $100 order during celebration, or we have the rhinestones. Which ones are we going with? 2? So Susie, anyone else? Look, I could have a sip of tea. Do you know, every time I come in here, I make tea. And every time I go out of here, I tip tea away. 2? Yep, I'm thinking number 2 as well. As much as I love my druzies. And I love these as well. Absolutely love these. I did a card. It was the pleated card. And I used these where at the top where it was all, it looked like it was, you know, when they used to push buttons into cushions and what have you, it looked like it was like that, and I just loved it. All right, so we're going to use this number 2. Now we're going to use, I think we might use, oh, I want to use the dark ones because I want to make it pop. Perhaps if you turn them over, and have them on the right side. So I was sort of thinking, what about if we just put 3 down here? This is my go-to. When I don't know where I want to put things, I just put 3 in a line. That's been my go-to for many years. All right, so 3 in there. And what I could do, we've got these paler ones here. I could, there's only 2 flowers, so I could just put 1 of each of those into the center of the flowers. And of course, we need to use a wink of Stella on the flowers just to give them that bit of a shine. Probably should have done that before I put the gemstones on. Not that it matters. So yeah, so the flowers and the greenery come out of the memorable blooms, and that beautiful die cut that I showed you. This one, it's also in that packet, and there's, let me show you the front. There's a die cut for this lovely spray of flowers here, and also for this greenery here. So to me, it's sort of got everything that you need. It really, you know, you're going live at 2:30, Suzanne. There you go, everybody. Susie's going at 2:30, so we'll be ready to pop over and see what she's going to do for us today. Okay, so that's what we've got. I'm going to just, I'm just going to flick. Gosh, that came out quickly. Oops. A little bit of wink over the front, and I still have to do an insert, and I have to clear up now where I've got a big splodge of wink of Stella. There we go. All right, insert. So we just need a piece of of white. I think I'll just do the white, but I'm going to pinch Susie's idea because I love it. Love, love, love it. Because it gives you that extra little bit of oomph. So I'm going to cut a piece of the blue at 5.5 by 3 3/4. So let's go 3 3/4 by 5.5. And then I'm going to cut a piece of white, which is going to be 3 5/8 by 3/8. No, that was wrong, wasn't it? That was very wrong. Let's do that again. So we had 5.5, which we now want to cut down by 1/8 of an inch. And then we have 3 3/4, which we want to cut down by 1/8 of an inch. Hopefully it'll be right this time. Look at this, we've got bits of cardboard everywhere. And that can just, oh, that's it. And that gives us a beautiful insert with a lovely backing. So all I want to do with that is I'm just going to restamp the flower. Oh, your Wink did that yesterday. It's dreadful when it does that. I'm just going to put this little flower on the inside. Pop it in there like that. A quick colouring. Because we don't want to be here all day. So we'll do the dark on the dark with these. Do it where they can see it, Lorraine. And actually for this one, I might use a bit of this. I might use a bit of the light to do the inside of that flower because it won't matter. Like that. And use the light on the other side of there. And then we'll go to the purple. I'm just going to use just a bit of the dark up in there and in there. So in June, well, the end of May, beginning of June, I'm going to the UK and I'll be gone for a month. And I'm sort of thinking to myself now, what am I going to do about my lives? Now, normally I would probably do some and schedule them and have them as, you know, where I'm not actually there, but you still get some content. But really, can I do 16 of those? I just don't think I'll have the time to do enough. So my plan now is that when I'm over there, I'm going to take my laptop and I might take my webcam and I might just take maybe a couple of kits or something with me so that we still have some sort of content happening. And if I get a couple of days where I'm not doing anything, then I can I can come on and we can do a bit of a live. But there you go. And in April, for a week, I'm on a cruise. So I will, of course, upload onto my page photos so you can all see what's going on. My friend and myself are heading off on a cruise to Cairns. So going up and onto the reef and what have you. I'm just thinking, what did I put on the front? You mean the world to me. I should really put something in the middle here. And you know, I haven't really used any of them. So how about you are awesome? That sounds nice. Yep, I'm going to do that. So that's this one here. Just going to pull that off of there. I'm going to find a balk. All right, I'm just going to stick that there, and that there, and then pull the whole thing off. There we go. You are awesome. So I'm going to pop that into the middle because I actually feel like it needs to have something in there. I don't always put something in the middle. And my reasoning for that is sometimes when I want to do, how's that? When I want to send a card to somebody, I don't like it to be pre-written inside. I like to put my own things. And so that's why I very seldom actually do put something in on the, if anyone's ever wondering why I don't put many sentiments on the inside, that's the reason why. So now I'm going to pop this into here. Glue on the back. Actually, I probably should have done that with the black and not the blue, but hey, that will be fine. And now I'm just going to flick some wink over there and just color in the flowers. With that little bit of wink. And there we are. That's our card for today. So there's our insert. You can see the wink in there, and that's the front with the bits and pieces. All right, if I can find the mouse in amongst all this stuff that I've got, it's going to take the next 3 hours to clean this table. Yes, so that's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, there's a lot of cutting, but you know what? I was giving you sizes, but it's really easy just to make them your own sizes. And I did have a thought. Now, what's it called? Perennial postage. So perennial postage, and I'm not sure whether this is still available, but perennial postage has lots of these shapes. It also has this one, which I've got out, which goes in the middle. But you can see, you could actually work it. If you've got a set of dies that are nested, you could do it in the circles, you could do it in the squares. This one has the nice like postage stamp edge to it, but you can see you could use these, like, you know, that could be your first layer, and then all right, you might have to make the second layer, and then you could go your second and your third layer and what have you. So a set of nested dies, you know, would work as well as anything else. And I have to say, I was very tempted, but I didn't today. So, and then you've got the circular ones, which is Stylish Shapes. And these, I have to apologize, they're all over the place in here. But, you know, again, you've got those different sizes that you could do very similar. And this one also has, it has squares. So if you like doing square cards, then there's always that option. Or if you just want to do a card with like squares at the top, or what have you. So nested dies are fantastic for this sort of thing. They really are. Okay. All right. That's me done. Let me put this all back up to the top. There we go. Alrighty, so that's me for today, and I hope I will see you all, not tomorrow, I work tomorrow, so then my next time will be on Thursday morning. But yeah, it's quite a heavy card, this one, but it certainly looks lovely once it's finished. Alrighty, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Roz, that's lovely. And Lynn, that's really lovely, thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed making that one. I really did. On Friday, I have found a card that I really want to case, and it is quite intricate, but it's one of those ones that blows your mind. I'm going to possibly attempt it. If I can't get my head around that one, I do have another one that I will do. However, I'm really hoping that I can bring this other one to you, because when I first saw it, I went, wow, that's amazing. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to join Suzanne this afternoon at 2, whatever she said, 2 o'clock, 2:30. I've forgotten already. 2:30 this afternoon. All right, thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate you coming on. If you could give me the thumbs up, if you could press the little bell to let you know whenever I'm coming on, and subscribe, that would be absolutely wonderful. And please excuse this, I'm growing my fringe out, and you know what it's like when you get to that horrible part where you can't do anything with it. So I apologize for that too. All right, thanks so much, everyone. And you're going to go and see what you're going to be doing. Sounds like you're as organized as I was this morning, Suzanne. All right, thanks very much, everybody.